I read a little bit, but only when I had to. We had a book that we had to read for a class. I might have read the chapter that we were supposed to, but usually not, or that day. I didn't read on my own that much.
Did you read in middle school?
No, not at all.
Really?
I don't think so. I found books that I like.
Tell me which ones you liked.
The whole James Dashner series was awesome, and Unbroken's awesome.
Isn't Unbroken more difficult than The Maze Runner?
It definitely is.
How is it more difficult?
It has a lot more information. It's more of like information about stuff. They tell a story, but then everything that's in the story, they give like details and information about it, which is kind of a pain. If they took that stuff out, it would be totally different and a little faster, but it's still wicked good.
Do you like the information? Are you learning things?
Yes, I am learning a lot of stuff actually, and I like learning about that stuff. Like more information about World War II and post-World War II and all that. A real idea about the people and what happened to them and stuff. Stuff that you don't hear about. Like people after the war and stuff. And actually people on both sides.
Of the war?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not hard, it's just the way it's written. It's written kind of in an essay format. But then you get paragraphs that are stories, and then you get one paragraph. Like a page will be written as a story, and then you'll get like 1 or 2 paragraphs that's essay style information. And they have little stars where you go to the bottom of the page and it'll give you true accounts or more information about something. It'll get like deeper into it. So.
Do you read those?
Oh yeah. It's pretty good. Maybe just knowing the format of books and stuff, or paragraphs or sentence structure. But
do you notice that when you're reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I know sometimes like the way it's written, I have to go back and reread and stuff, and and that usually helps. I'll get to the end of a paragraph and not really understand it, so I'll go back to the beginning and reread it. And I might have to reread it like once or twice, but then I'm happy because I know exactly what they're talking about and who they're talking about, and I remember it.
And so why wouldn't you do that in 9th grade with those other books?
Probably because it was a book I didn't really care about, or one that I wasn't really into.
So your interest has had a big impact on what you're reading.
And some of the books were like forced reads, like To Kill a Mockingbird and stuff last year, and those books were like not very interesting. I mean, they were kind of interesting, but I don't know. So
Unbroken was a forced read, though. It was a nonfiction challenge Q3.
Well, we got a selection.
Right, you got a bunch of choices, but you chose one and then you stuck with it.
Yeah, if I didn't like what they were doing, I probably wouldn't read it and I'd drop it.
Can you tell me, is reading important?
It definitely is. Now it is, like, compared to what it was, like, now I can read a book and it's like I want to finish it because it's kind of like a movie. You just, like, get it. I like books that you get into the characters. Like, definitely Maze Runner, you got into the characters and you actually, like, felt for them. It was really funny. But I want to go for law enforcement, and then once I do that, you either have to, I think it was set up 4 years of police service or 2 years of military, and then you can be a fish and game officer. So I want to be a game warden for Maine or New Hampshire. I'd really love to go to one. Kids hate to be forced into reading, and get them a topic that they like and a book that relates to them, because definitely if I get a book that I can relate to and I like it, I want to finish it. I gotta be hooked on it from the beginning. It's gotta be action-packed for me, because I can't have any dead spots. That's when I set it down and I'm like, ugh. I just thought it up during class, I guess.
It was in your notebook, right?
Yeah. And I just wrote it.
So during notebook time one time when we were writing, you wrote that.
Yeah.
And how? You had to have slowed down time in your head.
Yeah. It was, I think it was because we had a discussion at the beginning of class, and a few people in the class were like, you're just out there killing him, and I couldn't do that. And I was just like, no, and like Richie understands that too, and he's like, he totally got it, and I'm like, yeah, people don't look at it the same unless they've done it.
So you were kind of answering the thing that people are just out there killing with the glimpse
And I
of what
answered,
it's
this
like.
is what it's like in your mind, like, yeah.
So you were really thinking of them as your audience
Yeah.
for the piece,
Kinda
even though it was in
giving
your
them an
notebook.
idea.
Uh-huh.
Same with that one that I just wrote, the other one about goose hunting.
Mhm.
That was more of a funny version because that's kind of what it's like, but I mean, it's an over-exaggeration of what it's like. In the ending, like, we can still call ourselves professionals. It's just like a joke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like giving people a glimpse of what it's like to do what you love.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how?
I don't know. I mean, I've always liked writing, I guess, but then I didn't really like it that much in middle school and ninth grade because the writing we did was like, the writing we did was more of, it had to be exact and precise, and it was all about punctuation and spelling and using big words and stuff. And this year I like it because I actually just get to write, and I don't have to worry as much about like getting it exact format. I can just put it in my notebook and write and get all my thoughts out on paper, and that's how I write well. I really like doing that, and then going back instead of just trying to write a proper format, because it always comes out worse, because I always got bad grades on writing because the format wasn't good, because I'm just trying to get an idea out. So I didn't really like writing then, but now I like it.